Welcome back to Book Stage and Screen. We've been joined by Wallis, Murphy-Munn and Carl Whiteside, who are there's a team of you, isn't there?
There are, yes.
Run Crash Test. You could have taken complete credit there, but well done. Oh,
we'll probably get lynched if we
yes. Door slammed in your face as you went back. You are part of Crash Test Drafts Melbourne.
Yes.
Wonderful. So tell us a bit about that.
So there's 4 of us that run the event. Myself, Carl, Sophia Davey and Charity Shaw.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And we, for the past couple of years, there's only been a couple of events, really. Things have been we've been laying a bit low. Things have been changing, and I think people took a bit of getting used to. Yeah. And the team changed over. So I guess the past year we've been working together, the 4 of us.
Right.
It's been about a year, hasn't it, Carl?
Yeah, it'll be about a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've made some great exciting changes. Okay. So this year we're looking at each event being for a different format.
Ah, fantastic.
So in the past, it's always been originally short plays, 10-minute plays, and then we started to transition to excerpts from long format films and plays, and then the short stuff as well. Yeah. But this season, every event that we do will be for a different format. So the next event we have next weekend, September 10th, is a short play format. Following that will be a short film format. Following that, I think we've got long format plays, then films, long format that we take an excerpt from.
Yeah.
And so based on your experience with all the people that have done submissions, what are the plays or the excerpts? What are the ones that do best in terms of how many people, for example, or comedies or dramas? What are the sort of things that just go well in this format?
I think what we actually try and do is curate a good cross-section. So we're not necessarily looking for producing a brilliant piece of theatre, that you come along for an hour and go, oh, wow, that was an incredible afternoon. Yeah. It will be an incredible afternoon.
Yeah.
But it's more about taking different styles of writing and giving people a chance to try out their work. What we're trying to do is enable writers in particular to say, well, does this scene work?
Yeah.
Can you give me a hand with it? Especially when we do the longer format. Yeah. There's something that writers find really helpful is to get some professional actors and some professional directors together and just try their work in a space. So that's really what we're trying to achieve with it, rather than saying we want lots and lots of comedies because they're the best thing that, in terms of what people watch.
Yeah.
And I think quite often the audience enjoy the comedies, but we walk away going, the best piece was actually a drama or a thriller. You can get really involved even in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So some of our winners quite often are the heavier pieces.
I did see one piece one time, and that was why I asked, because it was really just 2 guys who were at a bar, and that was a drama, and I would have thought, just reading that piece was going to struggle, but that was actually the best piece, and quite easily the best piece. So, kudos to the actors, I guess, and the people who chose it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible what that small team of people can do in such a short time. They only get a couple of hours or so to kind of try and get the piece on its feet, the director and the writers and the actors. But always they come up with an interesting piece of theatre. And I think that's one of the things that the people participating and also the audience that come to watch the actual event itself really get a lot from, is how much we can achieve in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that it means that the creatives love being part of, because they're not committing to weeks and weeks and weeks of rehearsal. They can pretty much wake up on Saturday morning and go, do I feel like doing it? And then they come along and give it a shot and try it out and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a great way of people networking and also working together and trying different things with different people, without having to go through a heavy audition process, a long rehearsal process and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really great way of bringing all of those types of people together.
So for those of us, we all know in the room, but for those of us who haven't done it before, so what's the process? If you're on the Facebook page, there's a submission call out, and then what happens then?
So then we, as event organisers, read the scripts, we take notes, just talk with each other about which pieces are going to work well, given that it's a 10-minute format, that you've got an hour to rehearse.
Yes.
there's quite a few things to consider. And then, of course, to curate a really nice program so that there's varying styles and genres.
Yep.
And we also want to make sure that there's enough actors involved. Like, we're not going to choose 6 two-handers.
Yeah.
We want to maximise actor participation. So that's a big part of the process for us as event organisers. Then on the day, we hope that lots of actors are going to rock up and audition, and then once the auditions happen, which are very quick fire, the actors literally get one line from the scripts. They get like 10 minutes to look it over, make a really bold choice, get up there and present the line, and they get to say their name and the line, and that's it. That's their audition.
Yeah.
And then from there, the writers and directors have just a couple of minutes to decide who they want, and then we literally just go down the line of writers, directors, and they each call an actor that they want, and then we go back up the line and back down the line until the plays are all cast. So everyone gets an opportunity, hopefully, to get the actors that they want. I mean, you're never going to get the entire cast that you want, because it's really the luck of the draw. And then they've got an hour, and off they go, and they rehearse, and then we come back and perform. Done.
Yeah. It's a crazy. I must say, I've done it twice, I think, and I've had the worst headache at the end of the day. Only because it's this jam-packed, full goody thing, and then you get in the car and you're like, I don't think I've had anything to eat or drink, but it's been amazing. And one of the things, talking from writers' points of view, is that you get to network with other creatives, which for a writer, when you're stashed away in your room, and a lot of the time you're just handing over your stuff, this is where you get to meet directors and you get to meet actors, which you can, some form creative partnerships with and work with in the future. So that's what, from our point of view, we've really found has been beneficial for writers and actors, obviously, as well, meeting.
Yeah, I think we know a lot of actors in particular who have picked up other jobs because they were seen at Crash Test. That's happened quite a few times over the years, hasn't it, where people are literally either sitting there or they might be judging the event, and they see someone they like and they've approached them at the end of the event and said, hey, look, I've got this piece, would you like to do it, or come and have an audition or whatever. And there's quite a few people who have benefited from that. So the networking definitely is a big part of what we offer.
We have industry professionals judging the event, and we've been very, very lucky with the kinds of judges we've had, from television producers, directors, amazing theatre, film actors, really from a broad cross-section of the Melbourne industry. And we've had casting directors as well, and they've actually cast actors from Crash Test plays. We've had actors go and there's been a couple of actors go and work in professional film and TV from that.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting for us to be able to create this event that leads people on to work.
Yeah.
And there are prizes. We haven't really mentioned prizes.
Oh, there are prizes.
There's prizes.
So the big one is the cash prize.
Oh, hang on. How big is the cash prize?
It depends on how many people turn up to the event. So
$1 million? Does it get that big?
Just
not quite.
Okay, so hang on. I'll bring it back down to earth. How much is the cash prize?
So everybody that attends the event pays $15 on the door, and all of that money is pooled together, split 33% for the runner-up and 66% for the winner of the audience choice, and they walk away with a cash prize. So now this season, we're trying to drum up a little bit more in the lead up to the events, incentivize it, get people to commit, because, actors are so great at committing to things. So you can actually buy a season pass. I think we've got it on for $50. I think it's $50. I should have checked that.
It works out $10 an event, basically.
That's great.
For the season.
Yeah.
So you save a bit of money, but it also gives us a good idea of what we've got going forward for the season, and therefore we can make sure that there's always a nice chunk of cash there for the winner and runner up, and then that's split. Then there's a few other prizes that we have as well for the judge's choice. Often there'll be tickets to the theatre. There might be some acting classes or photography, headshot packages or showreel packages. We've had great sponsors in the past.
Yeah,
we've also had like script doctoring opportunities and things like that.
Yeah.
So we try and align the prizes to the creatives involved, and it will vary from session to session depending on who's able to offer something for us, because we ask people to donate these things. The 4 of us that work on it, we all volunteer our time as well, so it's all about trying to put the cash back into the door prize rather than spending it all on other things that we want instead. So it's so it's important we try and get those sort of industry development prizes as well where we can.
Yeah, well, the first time I went, one of the actresses in mine won Headshots. She was pretty excited. Yeah, was that the one you directed?
Yeah, we've worked together before. Yeah.
That was years ago, though.
Who are you? Where am I?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to mention it.
No. I don't think it was a setup. I'd hardly met you. Never met you before then. And then the one last year, it was an actress who I'd worked with, and I said, "Oh, can you direct this?" She goes, "I've never directed," and I said, "Doesn't just come along." See, and she won the directing prize. So
Awesome.
which was good, which was something like shadowing someone on a show so she was thrilled. Yeah.
It was her first time directing, but she has a lot of acting
I
experience.
could tell I could tell she was going to be good, because when Gordon had director in something, she would say things, and I'm like, you actually know what you're doing. You're not just an actor. I think you are a director as well. So yes, great.
Now, where is it now? Because it used to be in St Kilda, but where are you?
You're
on the run.
So those people have been
We've
following
gone
us.
north side.
Yay.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's easier from everyone from this side of town to go to it now.
That's right. So anyone that's been around it for the last couple of years will have known we've been in Richmond, but now we're in North Melbourne.
Great.
So we're at the Courthouse Hotel, just off Errol Street. A lot of the independent scene probably know the venue because it's been established over the last couple of years as an independent venue. It's part of Fringe this year.
Yeah.
So we felt like it was a place that's actually going to help nurture the event and want to be a proper partner with us. They're really trying hard to get into the independent scene, and they felt, and we did, that it's a good match because they'll have all of these independent artists coming in every 6 weeks and getting to know the space really well. So they're really excited about supporting us. They're offering a lot of sponsorship and those sorts of things to help us make the event a real success.
Great.
Which means actors and directors and writers will not have to go hungry at events anymore. So don't worry, Samantha. No more headaches for you.
My stomach filled.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, I should mention, if you do become a member with Crash Test and you buy your season pass, you get discounts at the bar.
Ooh, hang on.
Say no more to creative people. Discount bar.
So if that wasn't enough,
it.
the cash prize, no, the free headshots, no, but discounts at bar and the lines are full.
Yeah.
And to get this membership, all you need to do is go to the Facebook page. It's got all the details there.
That's right. Yeah, there's a link there to buy the ticket. So you can either choose to buy for the event itself or you can buy the season pass.
Yeah.
Either way.
Well, we know how organised creative people. So buying a season pass, you've done it once, people, then you can be let in all the time.
Yes, it's easier.
Yeah.
And now the Courthouse Hotel, that's just, I may be incorrect here, but that's on that main intersection, isn't it? It's on the corner.
Yeah, right opposite the town hall, which is
Yes,
the Fringe hub. So a lot of people should know roughly where it is. And also, I live around there, and I know that all the parking is free on a Saturday afternoon.
Ding-a-ling.
So
Yeah.
you get
Much
anywhere
better.
in the area if you can park up for the whole afternoon. So which is a really big advantage.
That's a big bonus.
Yeah,
Yes.
and well connected public transport wise as well. So there's no reason why people can't get there. Like St Kilda, that was a big problem. You couldn't park around there at all, and Richmond was even worse.
Yeah.
So we found a place that enables us to do that as well. Make sure people can actually park and all that sort of stuff around there. So it should be a good venue. We're
It's very
excited.
exciting, and I think this move forward with having particular events for particular types of
Formats.
thank you.
Words.
Yeah,
Words.
chuck it down. Formats is a great way forward, and it's a good thing to try and see how we go. So you've already filled, obviously, this event for September 10th.
Yes.
Yep.
we
So
have
for
6
writers,
short
look out
plays.
for the 6 short plays.
Yeah. So for the
fantastic.
next event, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's short film.
Okay.
So we'll be looking at short film scripts.
Yep.
You can start submitting now. The earlier we get it in, the better, because there's always lots to read and lots to talk
Yes.
about.
Yep.
And we really want to give writers a couple of weeks' notice before the event.
Yep.
So last-minute submissions, we do take them, but it's preferable get your stuff in early. And and please send it as a PDF with your name on the first page and your phone number and email address.
That helps. That helps.
Tricky stuff.
Yeah.
Tricky stuff.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, that sounds all great. We'll put up a link on our Facebook page to anyone everyone that is interested. And so, but tell us a bit about yourself, what you guys are up to. I know you crash test drafts, but you're also people.
What else are you doing? What else
Yes.
have you got in the go?
What have we got projects on? Wallis?
Projects. I'm currently in development on a short film
Fantastic.
myself. Maybe I should submit.
Yeah. There's a great event coming up.
Yeah. So I'm working on that script at the moment, auditioning consistently. Hello, agent, remember me? Dipping my toe in whenever I can. And that's kind of it at the moment. Or hopefully a little bit of theatre towards the end of the year. It's not decided yet.
And you were in Fixer Up, the sitcom, which is currently screening.
I was.
Channel 4
Yes.
in Adelaide, and soon to appear on Aurora Foxtel.
We got that?
Woohoo! That's why we brought you in, to share the news.
To announce, yes. So you're on Foxtel later on. You can start telling people,
Amazing.
which is good.
Beautiful. And Carl, what you better have as big a news. No, joking. You do, because I know that you just, you tell it.
Yeah, so we, my wife and I, we run a children's theatre company that tours in schools along the whole of the East Coast and Tassie and South Australia.
Yeah.
We're just coming to the end of our tour for this term, which is all centred around Book Week.
Yeah.
So we adapt a couple of children's books that were shortlisted by the Children's Book Council, turn them into 40-minute or so musicals, and send them on the road. And the great news was that one of the books we chose actually won the award for the Best Picture Book for this year, which is very exciting for us and has created a lot of interesting publicity for us and things like that, which is great.
Yeah.
So we do that each year, and we're just about to start working on next year's show now. So barely finished
Was
this
that
time.
a happy coincidence that you'd already picked the book and then it won? Or?
Yeah, so the shortlist comes out in May. We then choose from that shortlist. So what we promise to schools is we'll do a shortlisted book.
Oh, okay.
And then we fingers crossed that when Book Week comes around at the end of August that they pick our book. And this year we managed to pick the right one. So
and that was
Mr. Huff.
Mr. Huff.
Yeah, all about a little boy with anxiety and how he manages it. So it's a beautiful picture book, definitely worth having a read, especially if your children have any sort of anxiety issues and things like that you want to explore with them. It's a great way of opening that conversation up. So we were really lucky to get that book, and even more lucky that it got chosen as the best one. So it's
well, that's good
exciting.
moving forward, because authors will be like, I think this is a lucky combination if we go with Meerkat Productions.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Got the important bit.
But so how do kids see it automatically, do they? You can't buy tickets because it's done through schools?
Yeah, that's right. So we take the show into schools. So the schools are the ones that are booking the show. Yeah. We do some public performances in libraries and things like that. So we went recently to Geelong Newcombe Library, just outside of Geelong. The Children's Book Council were very generous and sponsored that event for the library and booked us in to go and perform Mr. Huff there. And that was on the opening day of Book Week. So we do the odd performance like that, and that particular one I think was free to people that wanted to attend. So it's worth checking out the local libraries and things and seeing what events they've got for Book Week, because there'll be stuff like what we do, author visits and things like that. Yes. But otherwise, it's in schools.
And also go to your library and demand a Meerkat production.
Yeah, that would
there.
That would be great.
I mean, it's only fair. Well, thank you so much for coming in, telling us about Crash Test Drafts Melbourne. We have chatted to Crash Test Drafts Geelong, and they've got a great thing going up there. But so you are spoilt for choice, writers and actors and directors, because you are being looked after, and it's a really great opportunity for writers. Get your work in there, because it's writing it is great, hearing it and seeing it performed is incredible.
It's a vital part of the process.
Yes.
We're not expecting you to come with an absolutely polished script. There's a critical part, actually something we didn't talk about if we still have time.
Yeah,
a critical part of this process is to get the feedback from the audience, so from your peers, from the industry judges who are there, who've worked in the industry, who are there to give you really, really valuable time and energy from their experience. So it's a really, really great thing to do, to hear your work, to see your work, and then to get the feedback and, go away and develop the script further.
Yeah.
So we want to see you there, guys.
Yes.
Actors show up at 12 o'clock on the dot next Saturday at the Courthouse Hotel.
And how many actors is it roughly that turn up? I know it changes each week.
Oh,
but
There's a lot.
Yes, we've had 60 show up. I think it was our biggest. We had 65 actors at our biggest event, and out of that, 25 or so got cast. We usually aim to have at least 20 to 25 actors working through any one event. And to be honest, a lot of the time there is about anywhere between sort of 20 and 30 actors that rock up. So there's not a lot of people that walk away disappointed. And if you don't get cast, we still want you to stay and be involved. There's always tons to do. It's a great way to network. You're welcome to sit in on the rehearsals or help us run the event, get to know us. At the end of the day, the more you get to know the people in the independent industry, the more you're likely to get work.
Exactly. If the actors go up and talk to writers and directors, they're the people when they're thinking, who will we get for this? Remember that guy who came up, had the initiative to come up and say hi, because writers sit there staring at their phone. Then, they're the people that you think, they'd be fun, they'd be good to work with, because they're not shy, they can converse, this is all good. So
well, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
The actors that are there all the time are the people that get cast.
Yeah.
When you show up and you're present, even if you're not acting, if you're there meeting people, you will eventually get a shot.
Yeah.
And once you get one go up there, often you'll get cast the next time and the next time after that.
Yeah.
But it is tricky. It sounds very difficult. Just you only get one line to audition. But I think the good actors make a lot out of that one line.
Absolutely.
For everyone to just go, yeah, it's that person.
Absolutely.
The trick is to show your personality.
Yeah.
There's no point trying to pretend to be anything different than who you are. But
You've only got 1 hour.
Yeah, that's right. So it's all about the director and the writer saying, yeah, that's the right person for that role.
Yeah.
You haven't got time to develop the character beyond some very clear, quick choices. And we want to see that as directors and writers in the audition, that you've just made a very definite, bold choice, but that's connected to you. So it has authenticity then, and that's what reads well, and that's when people go, yeah, I want to cast that person.
Yeah.
Because they've made that type of choice, not try to pretend to be something they're not.
And it is a competition, but it is not a competitive environment as such. Everyone has fun. It's fun.
We're trying to foster collaboration. I think for me anyway, that's a massive part of what I love about being an actor, is that I get to collaborate with amazing people. And I think we do that so well in Melbourne. I've spent time in other parts of the world and in Sydney, and the same kind of energy doesn't exist in those places. There's a real sense of coming together, working together and collaborating in Melbourne. So, yes, at the end of the day, it is a competition, but we're all in it together.
If Sophia and Charity were here, they'd both spend the next 15 minutes explaining to you what a safe environment Crash Test is.
And so thank you very much to Crash Test Drafts. You can see why I'm not an actor. Crash Test Drafts Melbourne, September 10th, the Courthouse. Look up their Facebook page. We will put links, but it's a great thing to do.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Crash Testers.